Juan Carlos Ramirez continued his testimony in the El Chapo trial yesterday by explaining how Joaquin El Chapo Guzman bought and shipped his cocaine. On his second day of testimony, Ramirez told the court he was El Chapo's #1 supplier. Ramirez said once the cocaine crossed the U.S. border, El Chapo would take 40% and sell it here in the United States.
He claims from 1990 to 1996, Guzman made as much as $640 million. Ramirez's physical appearance has been one of the most surprising factors. He underwent major plastic surgery to avoid being arrested. So joining us now is attorney Paul Batista to bring us up to speed. So, Paul, it certainly seems like we've definitely learned a lot about Guzman's associates or former associates and their various nefarious activities that happen to coincide with, working with Guzman, but not a lot of focus by the prosecution on what Guzman has been doing, his business, his reign of terror, if you will.
He's almost like the ghost in the trial.
Right.
We have had a succession of witnesses who haven't had contact with El Chapo in 20 years. Gutierrez, who I like to call the Lollipop because that's his nickname,
yes.
Was arrested in Mexico in 2006 and has had no contact with El Chapo. And while it is the trial of the century, I think, it is a trial so far of everyone but El Chapo. El Chapo is like the Wizard of Oz. We don't see him. And that can actually be a problem for the prosecution.
Yeah.
So the prosecution has also sort of been poking at the defense here. How does this impact sort of the defense and the jury's way they perceive this?
I'm very troubled by that. Of course, I'm a criminal defense lawyer, and I'm happy to say I've never faced an incessant barrage of attacks. But here you have prosecutors who make secret filings with the district judge that the defense can't see. The defense doesn't know who the witnesses are going to be or what they're going to say, which is extremely unusual. And kind of a spillover effect. Jurors are very smart. They become very smart. And they begin to notice it's a natural reaction when someone is getting beaten up on, as is clear is happening with the defense lawyers. That spills over to some sympathy for the little man sitting right next to you who is the defendant. I think it may be a mistake. It may change. It's going to be a long trial.
A lot of it has been made of Ramirez's appearance, not just the fact that he looks different than he did before, but from what I gather, he really looks like a man who's had a lot of plastic surgery, like it's a distraction.
I have to tell you, I find that the most fascinating piece of this trial. He's like the man in the iron mask. Apparently, at some point, he decided he was too identifiable as Lollipop,
right,
and had multiple surgeries which have utterly disfigured him.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure that that will come across well at the jury.
The drawing here by the courtroom artist makes him look like Nosferatu because he's got the high collar, right? He's got the high collar, and that's what a vampire wears.
I was thinking of the Dr. Strangelove and Nosferatu and all those things.
Exactly.
Yeah. We had the benefit of seeing an actual photo before and after.
You did?
Yeah, and he really looks very, very different. Yeah. Oh, well.
Paul, thank you very much.